2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And the player introductions are wrapped up. The starting. It's the NBA. Welcome to our... Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. They've got Porter. Jokic is out there at Bol. Then it's Will Barton, and it's Murray in at the point guard position. And for Los Angeles, Patrick Beverley out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Zubac in at the 5. Now here's Murray. There's the pass to Bol. Tipped away. Leonard with the steal. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. There's the triple. And he's good on the 3-ball. And the teams we're seeing tonight, Steve, they have very deep rotations.
And Kevin, when you can go maybe 10 deep, it keeps your locker room happy. It also protects your team against injuries sinking a season.
And that one, good.
Great rhythm on the catch and shoot. Kawhi showing us what's good.
Here's Murray. And good that time.
This is why you're trying to get him as many touches as possible. He's got the neck.
Outside Leonard. At the elbow, it's Cousins. Leonard kicks to Morris. Oh, good with the triple. Barton with it. Leonard's there. And Barton throws it down.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of you, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Everly with the ball. 5 to shoot. Fires from the wing. And it's Denver with the rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on it. And for Jokic, a slow start to last season, came in heavy, lost over 20 pounds as he played his way into shape. And boy, did he come on strong down the stretch.
Now, here is Morris.
An efficient scorer inside. Morris can beat you with a variety of moves.
Murray, the pass to Barton. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Murray kicks to Jokic. And again, it's Denver. Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is never going to be the most explosive athlete, but some have questioned his conditioning, even his motor. What do you see?
I mean, the crazy thing is, even with those questions, he regularly puts up box scores we haven't seen in half a century. But to win it all, you've got to leave no stone unturned. And I think for a young player, he's got to make more of a commitment to his body. And I think we will see that in time.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And it's Millsap with the ball for Denver. Back to Morris. Paul George with the steal. 1:49 left here in the opening quarter. And Ibaka kicks to George. It's good from long range.
You need guys who can stretch the floor or the offense doesn't flow. Paul George is one of the best at it.
Now Gordon. Passes to McGee. No one near him. Off the left rim and out. The Clippers in the lead. George passes to Mann. Now here's Kennard. Stolen by McGee. And here's the fast break. Millsap leading the way. A nice shot by Dozier.
And you see the vision from Paul Millsap. That's another area that he provides for his teams.
And a deep three from George. Kennard finds Ibaka. Back to Kennard. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. 6 on the shot clock. On the wing, George. McGee with the block. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. Gordon's running. Morris passes to Gordon. Down low. McGee against Patterson. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Serge Ibaka. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Patterson. Now here's Rondo. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Dozier's checked in, and Morris subbed in for JaMychal Green.
When Kennard is that set up, he almost can't miss. Such a skilled shooter.
Morris looking over the floor. He feeds it to McGee. At the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Clippers. And we caught up before the game with Nikola Jokic, who had a
Selfless. I mean, you need to put your...
Greg, there are areas of Jokic's game where he probably is the best in the world.
I can't think of a center with better floor vision or better passing ability. His positioning, his angles, his ability to use his size to maximize effectiveness, all at an elite level.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, credit their anticipation skills on the defensive end. They forced a number of turnovers.
And you can't cause those mistakes unless you're willing to gamble. So far, they've rolled the dice, and it's paid off.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Ivica Zubac is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Mann in at the 3 spot. Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Serge Ibaka is checked in for Zubac. Patterson comes in for Leonard. And it's Paul George in for Rajon Rondo.
This is the shot you want right at the rim. He just couldn't deliver.
Ibaka, the pass to Mann. Kennard on the wing. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. And Ibaka is right there. Ibaka's got the lead up to 5 now for the Clippers.
Excellent timing on the offensive glass, and Ibaka takes advantage of the second chance opportunity.
Pass to Jokic. Gordon with no one around. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Jokic has got his 3rd assist on the night. Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is such a unique talent at that center position. Young player, already top 10 in career triple-doubles.
How about the most triple-doubles ever by a foreign player? You think of the great skilled European big men. Jokic, arguably the most skilled of them all.
Now, here's George. Following the miss by Michael Porter.
The homecoming for Paul George, playing in L.A. with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Bol, he's checked in for Gordon.
Money from the stripe. He does a great job night in and night out.
Back to Murray. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Murray's got his second basket.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the second pick in the 2017 draft. That or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
Now, here is George. 5 points in the game. Ibaka with the ball. Now defended by Jokic. Over to the left wing. Back to Kennard. Kicks it to George. Patterson, the tip in on the offensive rebound. Patterson's got his first points in this one.
And without looking at the scoreboard, you think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
There's 1:47 left in the second quarter. Barton the bounce pass, and there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Both teams deciding to change it up. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Morris passes to Cousins. Back to Morris. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And when he's aggressive, watch out. Morris finishing through the contact, now going to the line to try and add one more.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Dozier's checked in, and Morris subbed in for Murray. Well, the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. Obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important. And then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but obviously that can also shoot the basketball. And I think it's critical having that instant offense guy coming off the bench as well to when your team's in a bit of a funk, somebody you can trust to kind of light a fire.
Good point. Morris finds Gordon. Denver passing it around. Morris outside. He's looking for Gordon and finds him. Back to Morris. Shoots the three. It's hauled in by Zubac. Los Angeles leading by 5. Leonard dishes to Cousins. And it's good. 2 points.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Dozier kicks to Morris. Here's Bol, and the dunk by Bol.
That's just too easy for Bol. Once he gets the right position, his focus there is on the finish.
Pass to Leonard. Here's Cousins. No good with the elbow jumper.
Not sure if that's the shot you were looking for, but it's a fairly clean look. Almost have to take it.
And some good action through the first. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. At its highest, their lead time. And that.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Nice game, great performance by Marcus Morris.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
Second half underway. Here's who Mike Malone's got on the floor. They've got JaVale McGee. Porter is out there with Bull. Then it's Will Barton, and it's Murray in at the point.
And Smitty, with LeBron getting into his late 30s, KD coming off the Achilles, for your money, is Kawhi Leonard the best player in the world?
Great question. I know one player, the Greek Freak, might have something to say about that. No less than Michael Jordan himself called Kawhi the best two-way player in the game. That's a very strong endorsement from MJ.
Shot clock at 3.
Really enjoy seeing Murray operate in these types of situations, just keeping his composure and draining the high-pressure shots.
Now, here's Zubac. Now the pass to Beverly. Here's Bull. Barton outside. Fires the 3. Cousins pulls it in. Clippers leading by 5. Morris outside. For Murray. And again, it's the Clippers missing. For Denver, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. And the dunk by Bull.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Now, here's Beverly. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
The Nuggets trail by 3. It's Barton on the wing. Here's Bull, and the dunk by Bull.
Oh, going high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam. Here's Beverly. In the corner, it's Morris. Cousins finds Leonard. Shoots over Barton. Here's Zubac. Kicks it out to Leonard. A second chance effort. Rebounded by McGee. McGee's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And is going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Dozier passes to Millsap. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Count it. Millsap's got the lead up to 1 now for Denver. Passes it to George. Out to the right wing. Patterson with it. Pass to Kennard. Outside, George. Can they get it? Good as the jump shot falls. George has got 7 points.
Facing up from mid-range, George could have tried to drive, but takes what the defense gives him.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Here's Jokic, and the shot goes in. Jokic has got his 2nd bucket of the game to go. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Ball's knocked loose. There's 57 seconds left to play here in the third. Pass to Millsap. Ibaka against Gordon. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fires from deep. That shot off. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Out to Ibaka. The pass to Patterson. Now Kennard. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Pass to Jokic. Over Patterson. Used the shot fake to create the angle, but couldn't get it to fall. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Here's Dozier. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Nuggets lead by 1. And time to step aside quickly. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. That's Rajon Rondo. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Beverly in at the shooting guard. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. And it's Rondo with the ball for Los Angeles. It's a 1-point game.
There's a certain resiliency to this team, and you're starting to see it.
Well within striking range. Now is when you have to lock in at both ends.
The kick out to Barton. The three-pointer, no good. And Los Angeles guys shooting reasonably well, 45%. Morris passes to Cousins. And Cousins throws it down.
The incredible wingspan of DeMarcus doesn't have to get too far off the ground to throw it down.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
So, for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Baca comes in for Rajon Rondo. And George is subbed in for Marcus Morris. The Nuggets also changing it up. JaVale McGee comes in for Jokic. And it's Aaron Gordon in for Barton. Clock at 6. Morris dishes to Gordon. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Morris, no good. Clippers leading by 3, and it's Monte Morris with the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. George against Porter. And George kicks to Zubac. Outside Leonard. Back to Zubac. Dishes to Leonard. Zubac the pass to Leonard. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Hate to see that. I know everyone's mind is on the play, but you've got to protect the ball.
Now Murray. Outside Porter. Takes the 3. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Zubac has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Leonard. Porter with a block.
And, you know, as he learns the game at this level, he's going to block more shots. Porter has the length and the ability to move his feet.
George against Barton. George, no good.
Trying to finish out the game strong. You have to recognize who has the hot hand and get him the ball.
The Nuggets trail by 3. 4th quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Pass to Jokic. Misses, and the dry spell continues. Clippers leading by 3. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Big points as the stakes rise, so does George's impact on the game.
Murray outside. And Jokic with the basket on the assist by Murray. Huge.
Jokic comes through just fearless. What an option.
And George kicks to Zubac. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. George dishes to Ibaka. Back to George. Pass to Zubac. And it's sent back by Jokic.
And check out Jokic using not just his length, but also the timing. The offensive player better think twice next time.
George against Porter. And George, here we go.
Oh, and how about squeezing the orange as tight as he could there before the stuff?
Yeah, no way he's going to lose that thing on the way up. Barton outside. Now the pass to Jokic. 1:10 left in the fourth quarter. Back to Barton. Three-pointer. Offensive rebound. Bull. Second chance shot. Yes! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Calm and collected in the game's biggest moments. You can rely on Jokic when you need a basket.
Leonard finds George. Back to Leonard. And it's sent back by Jokic. They get it back, and there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. So, for the Clippers, DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Ibaka, and Marcus Morris subbed in for Paul George. Now here's Murray. Over Beverly. No good off the back of the rim. There's 21 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Leonard looking over the floor. Morris outside. Lets it go. Misses the shot. So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close. That was a fun. All right, David, great job. Starters for Portland. We've got Robert Covington. Nurkic is out there with Giles. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Simons in at the two-guard spot. And for Los Angeles, Morris is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Beverly in at the point guard. Now, here's Lillard. Five on the clock. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
Beverly finds Leonard. The shot that time, not on target. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. Lillard from deep three-point land. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Covington dishes to Lillard. And a miss there on the triple. Outside Leonard. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist.
How about the focus and locked-in nature of Kawhi Leonard? My goodness.
Lillard bounce pass. Nurkic, the pass to Simons. Lillard with the bucket.
Well, the versatility he possesses makes him a very tough cover, guys.
Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Here's Leonard. Rebound by Nurkic.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And Lillard kicks to Covington. From past the arc. Offensive rebound. Pass to Giles. Lillard outside. Takes a three. Unable to get that one.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
Morris, no good. For Portland, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Out left to the wing. Here's Simon. Bangs home the trifecta.
You know, often we think of Dame as a scorer first, but they're reminding us of his great ability to pass the rock.
Now here's Beverly. Nurkic with the block.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Man's checked in. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Patrick Beverly. And then for the Trailblazers, Anthony's checked in for Harry Giles. And McCollum subbed in for Anthony Simons. Lillard, it's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. Lillard's got his second bucket. Greg, I know you've played for some great coaches in your day. What is it that separates the truly elite coaches, in your opinion, from just coaches that are pretty good?
I think the one attribute that's most important for a great coach is consistency. And I've said this, you can coach a lot of different ways, you can win a lot of different ways, but you've got to be sincere and true to your principles and your philosophy. And those are the coaches, and I've had them that have done it different ways, but they've been the most successful. And listen, you've also at the professional level, you've got to have a presence about you. You got to have some charisma out there as well to get these men to buy in.
And here's Morris for 3. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. And now Portland on the break. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Zubac. Patterson comes in for Leonard. Kennard, he's checked in for Morris. And Paul George is subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, hard blue-collar work ethic on display. This guy just beating everyone to the ball.
Passes it to McCollum. Outside Anthony. It's hauled in by Paul George.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Man passes to Kennard. Right side George. That one falls.
Well, Paul George is not just a gifted perimeter shooter. That touch on the interior is impressive.
And the officials call a traveling violation. Jones checked in for the Trailblazers. Norman Powell comes in for Lillard. And here are the Clippers now. It's a 3-point game. Man passes to Kennard. In the corner, George with it. Trying to get open is Ibaka. George, no good.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Here's Powell. That one falls, coming off Anthony's feet.
If you give up deep post positioning to Norman Powell, forget about it. This guy is skilled at scoring in the paint.
George dishes to Ibaka. Back to George. And George with the stuff.
Oh, I dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Trailblazers. And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what it...
This game, it's
Greg, you know this. It takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Trailblazers guys, what do you think?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends. And
that's how they controlled the first quarter. I thought they were the much more physical team.
We got Jamarcus Cousins, Luke Kennard out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Paul George, and it's Mann in at the 4. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Here's George after the Trailblazers pick up 2. The 11-footer, and he gets the jumper to drop. George has got 6 points.
This is one of Paul George's go-to shots. His confidence and ability to rise and fire quickly from the mid-range, crucial.
Stolen by Beverley. And here we go. Beverley heading to the hoop. And that one, good. Beverley's got his first bucket in this one.
Just great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and then trigger the fast break.
And the pass to Simons. That 3 off the mark. And so George will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They trail by 1. Kennard's shot is off. The Trailblazers have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Simons, 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The Trailblazers shooting their first free throws of the game.
And as a team, excellent a season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Cantor. And Robert Covington subbed in for Carmelo Anthony. Morris, good D by Covington.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Now Rondo. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Nurkic trying to get open. Rondo's shot is off. Trailblazers leading by 5. Here's McCollum. Great D that time from Leonard. The Clippers have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Another shot. No good from Zubac. The Trailblazers shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. And the dunk by Covington.
Well, you can see Covington's speed and transition opportunities. That was a nice job getting out in front.
Rondo scanning the floor. Morris into the lane. The shot will not fall. Good D by Covington. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Portland also making some changes. Zach Collins comes in for Harry Giant. And Damian Lillard subbed in for McCollum.
Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers. Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
It's his first trip to the line. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, it's a misnomer that in the era of three-point shooting, people don't want anyone to take mid-range shots. Many of the league's elite players still thrive there. Kawhi Leonard is one, and he explained how. He said it's hard to defend guys that shoot twos. Once you get to the playoffs, it becomes a half-court game. Teams won't allow you to take wide-open shots or threes. Guys, back to you.
D.A., thank you.
How about Paul George? Puts it on the deck, uses that explosive quickness. This guy is really hard to contain.
Inside, here's Nurkic, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Nurkic has got the lead up to 12 now for the Trailblazers. Outside, George. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Here's Simons. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Great positioning on the putback.
We know this about Serge Ibaka. This guy is a strong presence on the offensive glass. If you don't check him out, you're going to get hurt.
Lillard against Kennard. Now here's Lillard to the right side.
Well, you can see how much Patrick Patterson brings to the defensive end of the floor. It doesn't matter who he...
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to the first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. The period came to a close with them holding a 3-point. Thanks for joining us.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Greg, you and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know
it. You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams, the end players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in a team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. Giles is out there with Nurkic. Then it's Robert Covington. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Simons in at the 2. Leonard the bounce pass. Here's Cousins. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Cousins has got his first points of the game.
Boy, that open look set up by Kawhi Leonard, that's probably the most underrated aspect of his game.
Pass to Lillard. Simons surveying the D. Here's the 3. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
And Kawhi Leonard with a very analytical approach, Doris, to the game. Studies angles, movement, trying to groove in on perfect mechanics. I mean, he does it all.
Yeah, Kev, that goes back to his favorite high school subject, which was math. And think about how precisely he has built his game. He started at the free throw line, then went to the low post, and now has added the range game. Very analytic approach.
Here's Leonard. Makes it off the glass. Leonard's got his second basket.
This is a small forward who, because he's 230 pounds, can hold his own down in the low post. That is nicely done.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Lillard from outside. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play. So Leonard will go to the free throw line. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic. And Los Angeles with some changes. Mann's checked in. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Patrick Beverly. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantry checked in for Nurkic. Zach Collins comes in for Giles. Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for Robert Covington. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Anthony Simons.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce.
Here's Rondo. Morris trying to free himself up. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by Lillard.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
1:22 left to play in the third. Clippers trail by 10. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Well, almost effortless there from Kawhi Leonard. The reach and leaping ability. Look out.
Portland's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Cantor.
That almost looked like bad communication. You hate to see that kind of mistake.
And the Clippers making a change here. Kennard's checked in. Giles checked in for the Trailblazers. Robert Covington comes in for Zach Collins. Rondo, no good. Trailblazers leading by 8. Three-pointer. And it's Giles missing. Here's the Clippers. They're on a 13-5 run. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. First trip to the line for him here.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
Both good from the line that time. The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Lillard against Rondo. And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Anthony looking it over. Giles the pass to McCollum. And it's good for 2. McCollum's got his first points of the night.
If there's a weakness in your defense, McCollum will find it. Reads the floor exceptionally well.
Pass to Kennard. The tray. It's not going to go for him. That will count, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And we've watched 3 so far. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or 2 when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Kennard is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's man in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. And so it's Rondo bringing it up for the Clippers. 8-point game. Passes it to Man. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got his 3rd assist on the night. Over in the corner, Lillard. And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those 2.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
And he rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. And there's the pass to George. Now Ibaka. George looking around.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Here's Simons. From outside, off the mark.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Kept alive. Leonard kicks to Beverly. Ibaka right side. Here's Leonard. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
I love scorers who want to seek contact. Kawhi Leonard consistently in the top 20 in free throw attempts.
And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
And that one is stuffed right through.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Boy, Patrick Beverley, what a pleasure this guy is to watch. The level of competitiveness, the commitment to the defensive end. Man, he can raise the team.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Lillard's checked in. Trailblazers leading by 6. It's good.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Lillard against George. Here's Ibaka. That one's not going to go. Excellent D there from Anthony. For Portland, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. From deep, Nurkic. It's good on the putback. And it's a 10-point Portland lead.
And just a massive player. Nurkic's combination of size and strength helps him on that offensive glass.
Here's George. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one's on Anthony. Free throw good. Paul George.
Well, Paul George, smack dab in the middle of the prime of his career, and maybe underestimated is his drive to win.
DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for the Clippers. And Portland with a change here, too. Giles is checked in. Lillard attacking. Softly drops in the floater. Lillard's got 4 points this quarter.
Refuses to let contact deter him from scoring. I'm a fan of Lillard's willingness to challenge defenders.
And here's George for 3. Portland grabs the miss. Nurkic has got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. Beverley deciding where to go with it. Pass to Zubac. Back to Beverley. A 3 from Leonard. Los Angeles with another miss. Trailblazers leading by 12.
You have got to be kidding.
Hey, talk about taking things into your own hands.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Trailblazers.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And here's Beverley. He brings it up for the Clippers. Outside Leonard to end the run. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
Kawhi Leonard very comfortable in catch-and-shoot situations. This guy is so good even without a dribble.
Pass to Lillard. Here's Simons. Nurkic up top. Portland moving the ball around. Shot clock at 6. Covington finds Lillard. Fires from 14. Again, the Trailblazers score.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Beverley for 3. That shot off. Lillard outside. The offensive rebound goes back up. Can't capitalize inside. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big mark. All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Our cameras caught the Clippers arriving at their building and coming.
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed, something special, David. Thanks. Now we'll look at Dallas's starting lineup. We've got Luka Doncic. Porzingis is out there with Marjanovic. Then there's Richardson, and it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward spot. And for the Clippers, they've got Ivica Zubac, Patrick Beverley out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Cousins in at the power forward.
Look at the big fella working on that possession. He knows how to fend guys off and get those rebounds.
Oh, trying for it. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball. Here's Dallas. Doncic outside. Out to Porzingis. Richardson outside. And it's Doncic, top of the key. Clock at 6. And that one's drained from the low block. And Brent, these teams boasting great depth. Many feel that's a hallmark of a great front office.
You go back and you look, Kevin, at some of the teams that have made deep playoff runs or eventually won the championships. That tinkering about bringing in a veteran or just one piece to make that next step for that one matchup or that one series, finding contributions like that up and down the roster, absolutely, that can make a difference.
And the rejection by Zubac. Tries from 16. It's rebounded by Dallas.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Pretty unselfish play there, right? Porzingis finding the open man, and he's more and more comfortable and more aware of everything going on around him.
Now here's Beverly. The shot missing. Nice D from Doncic.
Still searching out their offensive game right now. 1 of 5 from the field to start this one.
Dallas shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
Remember Josh Richardson, a second-round pick. He has come a long way in this league in a short time. A great athlete who shoots it well and enjoys playing the D.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it. And it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
Here's Marjanovic. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Here's Beverly. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
There's something about Beverly. He seems to be one of the point guards who enjoys the physical contact out there, always looking for some.
And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
Count that bucket.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
And so Beverly will bring it up for the Clippers. Trailing by 2. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And Bones, he stands just 6'1", but Patrick Beverly rebounds like a forward.
The fact that he's going to bring it mentally, GA, I mean, that's the huge advantage. I think if you're in the opposing locker room and you know you're going to get on the floor, Patrick Beverly is going to be right in your jock for every minute that you're going to be competing against him.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Cousins. Patterson comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Kennard in for Morris. Paul George, he's checked in for Los Angeles. The Clippers have gone 2 of 6 from the field. And Patterson kicks to George. It's deflected. And so the ball's out of bounds. Powell touched it last. There's a minute 47 left in the first quarter of the game.
Well, Paul George has definitely garnered some strength through the years now, and he's developed that over time in the offseason, being diligent with his work ethic and gets through contact on that play.
Now here's Brunson. And Hardaway gets it to go.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Brunson against George. Passes to Mann. It's George on the wing. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. The Mavericks have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. On the wing, Hardaway. Back to Brunson. 1:02 left in the first quarter. And it's sent back by George.
Not many guys have the two-way ability of a Paul George. Just as dangerous defensively as he can be offensively.
Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Hardaway kicks to Brunson. Shot clock at 5. Basket good. The Clippers trail. Now George. And it's George finishing it off.
Yeah, Paul George, look out. Hammers that one home.
There's 42 seconds left to play here in the first. George against Brunson. Richardson the pass to Powell. Brunson up top over Ibaka. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on George. Dallas shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. The first one falls. A different look for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Batum comes in for Patrick Patterson. Rajon Rondo subbed in for George. And Dallas with a change here too. Luka Doncic, he's checked in for Jalen Brunson. Now here's Rondo. Kennard finds Zubac. Back to Kennard. 6 to shoot. Pass to Batum. He's off on that one.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Mavericks lead. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
Well, going to the bench early, they obviously knew what they were doing.
Yeah, looking for a spark here, and the coach tapped the right guys to get out there and provide it.
Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's man in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
And the Croatian big man, Ivica Zubac, a big hip-hop fan. His teammates call him Zupac.
It's amazing that he was traded from the Lakers to the Clippers, so still home games here at Staples Center.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
So, for the Clippers, Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Zubac. Patterson comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Paul George is subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Zinkas, he's checked in for Dallas.
I know it's about defending the post and the three-point line these days, but still got to be active in the mid-range area, and the defense gets away with one there.
Yeah, leaving nothing to chance there. Ibaka goes up strong and finishes with a little attitude.
Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Porzingis finds Cauley-Stein. Here's Doncic. Tries again. Outside, Porzingis. Cauley-Stein passes to Porzingis. And the 3 off target.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Here's Patterson. And contact on. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Now here's Porzingis. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's foul number 2 for him.
It's his second foul, but not the end of the world. One more before halftime, though. That would change some things.
Doncic against George.
And they really haven't been able to get into any kind of an offensive flow this quarter.
Back to Kennard. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Ibaka dishes to Patterson. George against Doncic. And that one's good. George has got the lead up to 4 now for the Clippers.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Doncic looking it over. He gets it in there.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
Doncic against George. Patterson up top. On the wing, George. Oh, good on the three. For Dallas, they've gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. And now we've got the intentional foul. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Here's CLA Stein. No points in the game yet for him. Brunson against Beverly. The Clippers in the lead. And stolen by Richardson. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That's his first foul. They've been hanging in there.
And a chance here to jump on top.
The pass to CLA Stein. Here's Brunson. Back to Powell. Redick against Leonard. Just 5 to shoot. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Powell's got the game tied up here for Dallas.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
And so Beverly will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. Morris passes to Beverly. Down low. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Beverly's got 6.
Yeah, kind of tough on the defense when you let Beverly beat you on the inside. That can get his confidence going from the outside. So damage from the paint that time.
And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. And the rejection by CLA Stein. Now the Mavericks moving it up. And the wide open shot from Redick. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket.
And offensively, they've gotten stuck on the perimeter, falling in love with the jumper.
Yeah, you could be as physical as you want with Kawhi Leonard. He just stays with it and is unshaken.
Now here's Brunson. Richardson outside. Morris with the rebound. Deflects the pass. Richardson kicks to Redick. Here's Powell. It's hauled in by Zubac.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
That shot wide open. Now it's a 7-point Los Angeles lead.
Yeah, in this offense and in this structure, there's going to be opportunities to get a lot more assists for Cousins.
Redick way outside. Dallas again missing.
Well, he wanted to return.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They never put themselves in two. And that's...
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You look at Patrick Beverly. He's been playing really well.
And the way he goes at defenders, he is bound to get to the line just like he did there in that first half.
Yeah, almost inviting contact, that attack mentality on full display.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. We've got Josh Richardson. Bogdanovic is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Luka Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3. And it's the Mavericks with the ball after the Clippers pick up 2. The wide open look here for Porzingis. Drills the 3-pointer.
Yeah, I don't think you have to tell Porzingis twice to take shots like that. Once the ball's in his hands, he's looking to the rim.
Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
I like seeing Josh Richardson distribute the ball, especially when his teammates are wide open. That makes for an easy pass.
At the elbow, Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
You gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
And how about the sequence in its entirety? Momentum swing, and you love the effort here.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. Greg, you showed toughness and grit when you played. You've got to succeed in this league with those things at the forefront, right? Being tough, being gritty. And there are several players whose style you admire that play like that.
I mean, no doubt about it. You have the superstars, the Kawhis, the LeBrons, who continue to do it. They can intimidate you physically, but they also provide tremendous skill set. But two other guys, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, they're also guys that exemplify that toughness. You know, two guys, when you look at those two, a lot of people didn't project them to be what they've become, and it's impressive to watch them take the floor night in and night out.
Marjanovic, no good.
Yeah, just the first miss of the half there. They have to be happy 3 of 4 to start it off.
Pass to Beverly. Morris, left side. For Dallas, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Count it.
Yeah, 80%. Is that a good number from the field? I think so. 4 of 5 here shooting. Terrific start.
And here's Beverly. 6 points for him. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
I think Patrick Beverly, for the entirety of his NBA career, is really going to embrace the role of being the villain. Has no problem with it whatsoever.
A different look for Dallas. Nelly is checked in for Marjanovic. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Josh Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. Now here is Hardaway. A 3 from Porzingis. Doesn't go for him. And the Clippers will come the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And then Leonard with the dunk.
Well, not much you can do to stop that. Leonard showing once again his physical prowess at the 10.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And the Clippers making a switch here. George is checked in. Finney Smith passes to Porzingis. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
The size, the timing of Ibaka, tailor-made for protecting the rim.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Now, here is George. And it's Melly with the rebound. For the lead. And that's 2 points on the layup.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
George looking over the floor. To the inside. Ibaka. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. And the Clippers lead by 1.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a pass available there for Paul George, but he spots that small crease, he fires the ball through it, and he gets it to his open man.
And it's sent back by George. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Here's Melly. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Brunson, no good. There's 47 seconds left in the third. Here's George. They get the rebound.
Well, his shooting has been a little bit below par. You think about what this lead would look like if he was on.
Second shot opportunity. And it's Melly missing.
That's not going to make you a favorite target of your teammates. They'll think twice about feeding you, but they're going to keep missing layups. Now, that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference, not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Here's Brunson. Patrick Patterson picking up that last bucket. Brunson with it. Left side, Porzingis. Just 4 to shoot. Over Ibaka. Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Porzingis.
Porzingis playing with some heart now, never giving up or into the defense, muscling through that difficult shot. That's tough because that one's preventable. The defense has nothing to do at all with that turnover.
Doncic off target with the free throw line, Jay. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. The Clippers on top, up 3. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, is peripheral vision.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Luke Kennard out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Batum. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Morris in at the small forward. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Here's Doncic. Over in the corner, Porzingis. Back to Doncic. Leonard with the steal. And Beverly kicks to Morris. Zubac's in the post. Marjanovic on him. Beverly finds Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Another shot. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Cousins has got 3 assists now in this one.
He was sitting back a little bit there in the first half, but feels like showtime now, and he's ready to put some major points up on the board.
Now here's Richardson. And the slam dunk by Richardson.
One part about Josh Richardson's game is the speed factor. Turns on the jets when he's taking it to the rack.
Here's Beverly. Morris outside. Outside Leonard. And then Leonard with the dunk.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Now, here's Doncic. Richardson the pass to Marjanovic. Outside, Porzingis. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Yeah, you want Porzingis, especially with that kind of size, if you're the coaching staff, to go in and dominate on the glass. Do something on the interior. We're seeing that now.
And the Clippers call time here.
Yeah, you can't make any excuses right now for them giving the ball up as much as they have in this one. Hopefully they can get on the same page during this timeout.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Baca comes in for DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Paul George in for Patrick Beverly. And then for Dallas, Dwight Powell's checked in for Porzingis. Reddick comes in for Hardaway. And it's Burke in for Josh Richardson. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, during the last break, I heard Tyronn Lue talking with his team. He told them, hey, this game is there for you, but we got to go get it. 50-50 balls, getting to the basket. We have to give it all right now. Kevin?
Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Now, what a game by Leonard, but you wouldn't know it by the way he's reacting out there. Just stone-faced, but getting the job done.
Doncic against Leonard. Doncic kicks to Reddick. Passes it to Powell. Dallas moving the ball around. Back to Doncic. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
How about the poise from Doncic right there? He ups the ante when it's a critical possession here in the game.
Now, here's George. Trying to get open is Marjanovic. The shot by George, no good. For Dallas, they've gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. Burke can't get it to go. Clippers have gone 3 of 6 in the field so far in the fourth quarter. Leonard, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Good scorers have that ability. When Leonard gets that deep, it's usually a bucket, a trip to the free throw line, or both.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Zinkas, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for J.J. Redick. And it's Richardson in for Trey Burke.
Tremendous job at the line as usual. You can always bank on him in those situations.
Now, here's Doncic. That one misses. Ibaka with some nice D. He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
And what's interesting about Ibaka, he's played basketball internationally ever since joining the NBA back in 2008. In fact, he won a silver medal with Spain in 2012.
Andrew Beverly, he's checked in for Jordan. Now, here's Doncic. The 3. It's hauled in by Beverly. Beverly's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Back to Morris. Over to the wing. Outside Leonard. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. And the Clippers lead by 7.
What an advantage it is to have someone like Leonard. Everyone knows the shot clock is running down, but they also know that he'll get up a good shot either way.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Pass to Zubac. And here's Beverly. Kicks it to Morris. The 3. But they recover it. Zubac, the pass to Beverly. Powell against Leonard. From deep 3-point range, they grab their own miss. Back to Beverly. Dishes it to Morris. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. So the Clippers with the win. David, thank you. Benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. Wide open look here for Murray, and it's off from three-point range. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And then Leonard with the dunk.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Now Barton. Pass to Jokic. Porter kicks to Barton. Denver passing it around. Here's Jokic. It's rebounded by Leonard.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Now here's Leonard. Shoots over Barton. And he overshot that one, missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open. And guys, if there's an X factor for this Nuggets team moving forward, it might be the young man, Michael Porter Jr. Talk about his potential. It could be as high as anybody on that roster.
Yeah, I concur with you there, Greg. I mean, you look at this kid, he's got a great shooting touch and really good scoring instincts that you don't see very often. Extremely gifted. They've brought him along slowly, which is the wise thing to do. And if he can come on and realize his potential, he could take him to another level for sure. Yeah, you know, Cousins, I think, is sometimes underrated as an offensive rebounder. That guy can get some putbacks for you.
Jokic passes to Murray. Back to Jokic. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
Leonard kicks to Beverly. Pass to Cousins. Porter against Morris. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
The Clippers in the lead. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And there's only ever going to be one result when Kawhi's driving to the bucket, and it's going to be loud, and it's going to be painful.
Now here's Murray. Pass to Jokic. Just 5 on the clock. Murray, the pass to Jokic. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Morris with the bucket.
Boy, a very capable passer. DeMarcus Cousins does a solid job recognizing where to go with the ball.
Murray against Beverly. To the paint. Here's Bull. Good, and the assist goes to Murray.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Leonard. Shoots over Barton. A second chance effort. Kicks it out to Leonard. There's the pass to Morris. Offensive rebound. Back to Leonard. Shoots over Barton. And at last, they get one to fall. Leonard's got 6.
You know, so far he's been dominant this period, making the most of his opportunities.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. Man passes to Ibaka. Now here is George. Lets it go with a 3. It's hauled in by Gordon.
Tell you what, the defense was lucky there. I mean, leave him that open from range, he'll typically knock it down.
24 seconds left in the first quarter. Clippers leading by 6. Passes it to Patterson. George against Morris. Stolen by McGee. Here's Dozier. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Clippers lead by 6. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers. Guys?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Batuma's out there with Kawhi Leonard. That's Rajon Rondo. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's man in at the small forward. Here's Morris after Rajon Rondo's bucket. Morris outside. Clock at 4. Millsap misses. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Greg, as a point guard, what is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And You know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to is really paramount.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Batum. Patterson comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And George is subbed in for Rajon Rondo.
Millsap doing a nice job there reading the defense and makes a nice slick pass to burn the opponent.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Jokic, he's checked in for Millsap. Bol comes in for JaMychal Green. Porter's checked in for Gordon. And Murray's subbed in for Morris. Los Angeles leading by 7. Pass to man. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Ibaka, the pass to man. And here's George for 3. And again, no good by the Clippers. The Nuggets shooting a pretty pitiful 25% in this game. Offensively, they can't get anything going. And stolen by Patterson. Ibaka with the ball. Now defended by Jokic. Kennard, the pass to Ibaka. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Yeah, high percentage look there for Ibaka. He can be automatic in there when given room.
To the middle. And Jokic throws it down.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points.
Hey, I thought there was some style there, guys. What are you guys looking at? I mean, there was still a pretty sweet, flavorful one-hand flush.
And the Clippers have possession. The Nuggets getting the bucket. 5 to shoot. Back to Kennard. He kicks to Patterson. Here's George. And it's off the back rim. No good. The Nuggets trail by 7.
And drafted with the 41st pick back in 2014. How about this? Jokic, the definition of a sleeper pick. He was actually asleep when the Nuggets drafted him.
The story goes on that his brother called him up trying to congratulate him, and Nico hung up in his face. How about that? Didn't hear the news until the next morning. He certainly has a different way of going about things, but there's no denying he's got a lot of game, and it's fun to watch.
Here's Morris after the basket by Will Barton. Morris. It's hauled in by Jokic. This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
Clippers leading by 5. Here's Morris. And again, no good by the Clippers. For Denver, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. And Jokic gets it to go. The assist by Murray. Jokic has got 4 points in the quarter.
He's starting to find himself out there now. You know, he's taking much better shots here in the second quarter.
1:06 left here in the second. Leonard. Zubac kicks to Leonard. Zubac trying to break loose. Second chance shot.
Yeah, good job to take it right at them.
Yeah, really left him no choice there. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Paul Millsap is checked in for Jokic. Green comes in for Bol. Gordon's checked in for Porter. And Morris subbed in for Jamal Murray.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Now, here's Zubac. Leonard on the wing. Barton defending. From about 16, Leonard no luck. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Denver Nuggets. They trail by 3, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
The former Arizona Wildcat, Gordon, is a high-motor player who gives great effort out there all the time.
And both free throws good for Gordon. There's 14 seconds left in the first half. Here's George. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. From deep. He doesn't hit that one. The shot comes out. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game. The Clippers have the edge here at halftime. They lead by 1 point. Kenny, how'd you feel about it? And that should...
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And here's Beverly. They've got JaVale McGee. Green is out there with Aaron Gordon. Then there's Austin Rivers. And it's Dozier in at the 1. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Now, here's Zubats. And they double up Cousins. It's stolen by Green. Nuggets trail. Here's Dozier. Pass to Gordon. Here's Dozier. Clock at 6. Bounce pass Gordon. Green passes to Dozier. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile 1 block we just saw on replay.
And he's all over that shot. Has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play.
Now here's Leonard. He's got 6 to the inside and stolen by Barton. Here's Murray, and it's Murray with the jam.
You can't allow Murray to beat you to the rack. I mean, he really turns on the Jets in the open floor. You got to get in front.
Beverly with the ball. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Leonard doesn't go that time. Barton with some nice D. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul. The Nuggets making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. Denver leading by 3. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Down low. Kicks it to Bol. To the wing on the left. 6 to shoot. To the paint. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Now it's a 5-point Nugget lead. Greg, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but, you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, you know, incidental. And I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that that ability to play in space is so vital.
Rebound by the Clippers. Zubats has got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Leonard, and finished off by Leonard.
And he moves so well. When Leonard drives the lane, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Terrific body control, and he plays with the ultimate force.
JaVale McGee's checked in for Denver. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Barton passes to Gordon. Inside. McGee's shot is off.
and they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That is his first foul of the game. And the Nuggets with some changes. Dozier's checked in, and it's Austin Rivers in for Jamal Murray. Now here's Rivers. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. The pass to Jokic. Over Ibaka. Dozier kicks to Jokic. McGee inside. Defended by George. Clippers trail by 3. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Jokic.
Well, you have to be really on your toes when you're defending Paul George. He's excellent when it comes to using the pump fake to draw fouls.
And the Nuggets with some changes. Paul Millsap is checked in for Jokic. And Monte Morris subbed in for Rivers. Morris passes to Dozier. Back to Morris. Kicks it out to Gordon. Denver passing it around. Here's McGee. Puts the move on. And off the glass. That one's good. McGee's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And the execution has just been off defensively here in the second. Play after play, it's almost as if they're a step slow.
George with the bucket.
Yeah, excellent determination there from George. This wasn't going to be denied. Fighting off the physical contact and nailing the shot over good defense.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Morris dishes to Millsap. Passes to Dozier. To the inside. Here's Gordon. Buries it down low. And the Nuggets lead by 3.
It seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
Hey, I don't know if it was changing baskets or what, guys, but they clearly look a lot better offensively.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Nuggets lead by 3. And coming up as soon as we return from break. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense, too. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, we've got Luke Kennard. Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. And it's Rajon Rondo, and it's man in at the 3. Murray, the pass to McGee. To the middle. And it's McGee with the jam.
You know, all McGee needs, guys, is good positioning. Once he has that, dunking the ball is elementary.
Now here's Beverly. Knocked away and stolen by Murray. Pass to Millsap. Murray against Beverly. Shot clock at 6. Leonard with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Zubac kicks to Beverly. Now Zubac. Morris looking over the floor. Leonard on the wing. Fires for 3. Millsap grabs the miss.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
A nice shot by Rivers.
And a nice spark for their offense here in the second half. Now above 50% for the game.
And, you know, guys, that kind of offensive efficiency really keeps a lot of pressure on the opponent, and that's part of why the lead is what it is.
Pass to Cousins. Now here's Zubac. Guarded by McGee. Tries from 10. Excellent D that time there from McGee. The Nuggets leading by 7. To the paint. And it's Millsap. That time on the assist by Murray. Murray's got 6 assists in the game. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And it's Leonard missing. And so it's Porter bringing it up now for the Nuggets. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Murray finds Rivers down low. Millsap against Cousins. McGee, the pass to Millsap. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. A different look for Denver. Jokic comes in for JaVale McGee. And it's Bull in for Paul Millsap. Serge Ibaka has checked in for the Clippers. Morris outside, trying to end the drought. That shot, no good. And the Nuggets going the other way. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, they definitely should use some clock here.
The pass to Bull. Jokic kicks to Porter. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Porter's got the lead up to 12 now for the Nuggets. Murray against Beverly. From deep three-point range, Porter pulls it in. Porter's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Murray with it. Guarded now by Morris. Rivers passes to Bull. Denver passing it around. Rivers kicks to Porter. Inside, it's stolen by Morris. And here we go. Beverly heading to the hoop. Here's Leonard. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
Not afraid to get physical there. Leonard makes the shot in spite of the contact.
Beverly against Murray. Passes it to Jokic. Back to Murray. He kicks it to Bull. Rivers dishes the Bull. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for Michael Porter. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Serge Ibaka. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter. A 3 from Leonard. It's hauled in by Gordon. To the middle. It's Rivers on the wing. Jokic passes to Bull. That one a little long.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Not by a long shot. It's all but official.
20 seconds left to play in the final quarter. 6 on the shot clock. And Cousins kicks to Leonard over Gordon. And the Clippers miss again. Murray outside. At the elbow. Jokic. Pass to Bull. At the top of the key, Gordon. And so it's Denver taking care of business in this. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. It's a Zubats. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Beverly in at the point. And for the Trailblazers, we've got Damian Lillard. Giles is out there with Robert Covington. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Simons in at the shooting guard. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And that one's good. Beverly. Plenty of experience, Greg, on the floor tonight. How does that shape what we're about to see, do you think?
You know, Kevin, this is one of those games where guys are going to be smart out on the floor. They're going to be in the right positions to make plays. And honestly, this could come down to who makes the bigger, tougher shots.
And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. In the corner, it's Morris. Drains it from 17 feet out.
Terrific use of the catch-and-shoot jumper for Morris, catching the D flat-footed and torching them as a result.
To the paint. Here's Nurkic. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now, here's Zubats. Here's Leonard. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
And at about 230 pounds, Leonard is a well-built specimen. Can absorb defenders like it's nothing.
A free throw drops for Leonard. Here's Lillard. The pass to Simons. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Lillard outside. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
And don't sleep on Lillard's vertical. When he's going strong to the bucket, he's capable of throwdowns like these.
Beverly looking around. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
They've come out the locker room. His eye. 4 for 4 to start the night.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Lillard attacking, and Lillard throws it down.
The D has got to do a better job clogging up routes to the rim. Lillard is a terror when it comes to driving inside.
Now Beverly. Leonard on the wing. Off target from outside.
Well, they weren't going to stay perfect forever, but still shooting 80% from the floor to start the game.
Floats it up there for Nurkic. Zubats with it. Lillard picks him up. Zubats the pass to Morris. Trailblazers trail by 3. Here's Simon. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Realizing when the defenders have overcommitted, like how Nurkic looks to hit the open man.
First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. Oh, that's blocked. And now Portland on the break. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
In the vision of Nurkic, I mean, solid and understanding when to distribute the ball.
Here's Beverly. And it's Portland with the rebound.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Here's Nurkic. That shot is off. And the Clippers will come the other way. Here's Morris. Great D that time from Nurkic. Passes it to Simons. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. A different look now for Portland. Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for Harry Giles. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Anthony Simons. Now, here is George. Up and in on the layup.
A good ball handler with an advanced offensive repertoire. George is more than comfortable in the pick and roll.
George against Lillard. Kicks it to McCollum. The rebound by Patterson.
A fantastic effort on D to get up in his face and deny the layup.
George. And George able to finish.
And I like the anticipation of George on the glass there. A veteran sense of where the miss is going.
Lillard finds McCollum. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Trying to get open is Ibaka. Trailblazers have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. And the basket by Lillard. Lillard's got 6 points.
The consistency of Lillard with his consistent probing on the defense, he's become Mr. Reliable at a very young age.
But they'll get another chance. It's deflected. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Portland out in front. Well, before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He credits his effort.
I think it comes from the end.
And that's the kind of support, Greg, he gives his teammates on and off the floor.
And, you know, guys naturally trust him. They believe in him, and he typically comes through when they need him.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. They've got Kennard. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's man in at the 3, the small forward.
Talk about someone who knows all the angles. Kawhi on the interior.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
And last year, excellent at the free throw line. Just a shade under 90%.
Well, Greg, with your son getting drafted, you joined the ranks of some historic NBA father-son duos.
You know, I got the opportunity to play with Arvydas Sabonis in Portland, and remember DeMontis as a little kid.
No
now
kidding.
He's an all-star last year. You know,
and here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And here's Collins. He'll bring it up for Portland. Jones drives in, and Jones with the stop.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
It's a seesaw battle. Both teams are pretty evenly matched, and the score reflects that.
The shot by George, wide open. And again, no good by the Clippers. Portland leading. Here's McCollum. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And the speed of McCollum, outstanding at using it on the drive to pick up the contact.
And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
Lets it go from deep. Nurkic kicks to Giles. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Simon. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Simons has got the lead up to 6 now for the Trailblazers. The Clippers have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That is his first foul of the game. George against McCollum, and he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Lillard's checked in for the Trailblazers. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. And again, no good by the Clippers.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backcourt. Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there. His field goal percentage has dipped this quarter. I mean, his movement has to be better. He has to find the open spots on the floor.
6 to shoot. And now the fast break. George with the ball. And Covington sends it back.
If his performance this quarter is any indication, I don't think he's the one who's going to let them out of the hole.
Clippers trail by 8. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
In high school, Kennard was named Ohio's Mr. Basketball twice. Only a handful of guys have done that, and almost all of them went on to become NBA greats.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Trailblazers leading by 6. Here's Simons. 8 points for him. To the inside. Back to Nurkic. This is to Lillard. Portland no good that time either.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Drills it from outside. Kennard's got 5.
Everybody wants shooters like Kennard these days. Keep hitting threes, Luke. It'll earn you lots of dough.
Here's Simons, covered by Morris. Simons, the pass to Covington. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Clippers trail by 3. Here's Cousins. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And an impressive job by Cousins to get the D to overcommit. He is one of the toughest covers in the league from the interior.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Collins comes in for Giles. And Anthony subbed in for Robert Covington. And then for the Clippers, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Zubac. Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Patrick Beverly.
Even with the D giving him a lot of attention, he's still finding ways to light him up.
Rondo against Lillard. Outside, Batum. Here's Leonard, and he drops in the layup off the glass. He's got 8.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Lillard against Rondo. Now here's... Oh, he delivers that with
I can't believe it. I cannot believe that. Oh, it's easy to forget about Lillard's hops. I mean, this guy has some sick dunks up his sleeve.
Here's Rondo. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They were always within striking distance. 5 points. And
as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Yeah, the offense looks crisp, and guys are hitting their shots.
We've got Yusuf Nurkic, Robert Covington out there with Giles. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Simons in at the 2. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half.
You know, Anthony's getting more floor time last season. He worked his way into the Blazers rotation. He's still young, though. It seems like he can carve a role out on this team.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
You'd like to see a little more energy coming out of halftime on the defensive end.
Nurkic kicks to Lillard. Pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Poked away. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Leonard.
And Simon's a bit undersized at that 2-guard position. Only 6'3", but a natural 2 with playmaking ability.
Ultimately, this team wants him to be a scoring threat off the bench. I mean, have him come in firing from outside. He's got a lot of work to get to that point.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. McCollum's checked in. Lillard dishes to Covington. McCollum outside. Back to Covington. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Morris looking over the floor. Pass to Leonard. For the lead. The rebound by Giles. Giles has got 4 rebounds in this game.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up. And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Here's Beverly. The rebound by Giles. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for Portland. It's a 3-point game. And the basket by McCollum.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Beverly with the ball. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now.
I thought that one was going to go down. Mid-range jumpers. Oh, man, that's usually a bunny with the deep playing soft like that.
If you go a step in a time machine, what would you like and dislike about playing in this here at this time?
Well, no doubt about the tempo and the spacing. I think that more than anything allows for the true skill and artistry of the game to be on display. I probably wouldn't want to get switched onto Embiid down low. I would probably dislike that and let it be known more citrusly.
But I always pictured you as being fearless, like you would never turn down that kind of challenge.
I wouldn't turn it down publicly.
Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Out to Anthony. Over Kennard. And Anthony gets it to go on the assist by McCollum. And the Trailblazers lead by 7. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. And he comes up with the deuce.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
Collin passes to Lillard. He dishes it to Covington. For 3. Serge Ibaka with the rebound. Clippers trail by 5. Here's Kennard. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Watch out, Luke Kennard cleared for takeover.
And Lillard kicks to McCollum. back to Lillard. And the call is going to be... Yes, it is. An illegal screen.
That's an unforced error. That driver, coach, crazy. You got to play heads up out there.
A different look now for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Harry Giles. Collins comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. George, no good.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Here's McCollum. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. McCollum's got 6 here in this quarter. Outside, George. And it's George finishing it off.
Punishing the rim there. When George makes up his mind he's going to dunk it, there is not much you can do.
McCollum kicks to Kanter. Back to McCollum. Tries again. Good work defensively by Ibaka. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. It's the Trailblazers. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV, it'll make it into the film session.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. Our 4th quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So for the Clippers right now, Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. And it's Marcus Morris, and it's Rajon Rondo, and it's Mann in at the 2-guard spot. And so he makes both from the line. Clippers trail by 5. Now here's Rondo. Morris outside. And Kanter pulls it down. Kanter's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. The Clippers shooting 41% for the game. Taken away by Anthony. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. A nice shot by Simons. Simons has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, it's the attack mindset. I mean, that helped him prevail right there. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut.
And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from George. And there's the pass to Collins. He kicks it to Anthony. Leonard against McCollum. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Trailblazers lead by 6.
He's made the most of the halftime break. He shook off the problems he had in the first half, and he started to settle in.
Beverly, the pass to Zubac. Now George. The dish to Ibaka. Cranes the 19-footer.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, even a slight movement is going to catch a ref's eye. I mean, they're trained to focus on that.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Enes Kanter. And Robert Covington subbed in for Zach Collins. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Harry Giles is checked in for Portland. Damian Lillard comes in for C.J. McCollum. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for the Clippers. Morris comes in for George. Lillard against Beverly. Passes it to Nurkic. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Here's Beverly. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And guys, that's the man you want with the ball in his hands on that critical possession. Kawhi being his best in the biggest moments.
A different look for the Clippers. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Zubats, and it's Paul George in for Patrick Beverley. Simons, the pass to Lillard. The putback, great positioning on the putback.
And good luck trying to keep Nurkic off the glass. I mean, using his brute strength well on the offensive board.
George dishes to Leonard. Kicks to Cousins. On the wing, George. Covered by Lillard, and it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from George.
And guys, George takes pride in hitting big shots. Just getting the ball and let him do his thing.
Pass to Simons. This one for 3. Cousins pulls it in.
They get away with it here, but that's not a shot you should ever be given.
Yep, that one goes. Now just a 2-point Portland lead.
Now these shots are important for Morris to make, demonstrating why he is seen as a leader in this game.
Lillard against George, and he gets it to go.
Lillard, he's an exceptional player. He's a guy you can trust to make the right decision in these moments.
Outside, George. He feeds it to Cousins. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. It's on Damian Lillard.
Cousins relishing the opportunity to come through in the big moment in a big way for his team.
A great job to get the bucket and to get to the line. When the game's on the line, you want your guys attacking like he did there.
Lillard, the pass to Giant. Yes!
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Yeah, he approached that one with total confidence. He has what it takes to come through in the clutch.
They get it back. Guys, it's come down here to a very important possession.
No room for error.
And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Clutch is Lillard's middle name. Time and time again. This guy comes through for his squad.
And a deep 3 from George. And again, no good by the Clippers. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. And it's Lillard missing.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
From the arc. George missing again.
With all these 3-pointers he's missed in the first half, I mean, he's become a weight around the neck. Somebody tell this guy to be more unselfish.
And Lillard gets it to go.
Lillard's so focused, even from way outside. He knows he can still make these shots.
George way outside. No good again that time. And the miss. And so it's Portland winning this one. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear. Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. And the Clippers starting five. DeMarcus Cousins out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Beverly in at the 1. And for Dallas, we've got Luka Doncic. Porzingis is out there with Marjanovic. Then there's Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3. Now here's Leonard. At the elbow, it's Cousins. The Mavericks pull it in.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Here's Leonard. No good. Shot missing. And it's Dallas the other way. It's tipped. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession.
Very nearly stolen. There's no need to force that pass.
Doncic looking it over. Shoots over Leonard. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. We have an awesome backcourt battle tonight, Steve. Let me ask, are we in a guard-centric league right now?
We are, Kevin. I mean, we've always had great guards, and they lead you through championships with their leadership and their play, along with the big guy. But what's happening right now, Kevin, the big man is playing like a guard. The skill level of these 7-footers to be able to shoot threes, dribble, pass. So it does seem like a guard-centric league right now because everybody can play that position.
And he makes that one.
They finally hit one after missing 3 straight.
Doncic against Leonard. Doncic outside. To the middle. Here's Marjanovic. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
Now here's Leonard. Pass to Beverly. On the wing, Morris. Over Richardson. Morris, no good.
Just a little off to start this game. 1 for 5, looking to find some kind of rhythm.
Porzingis inside. He's guarded by Cousins. For Los Angeles, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. And the shot goes in.
And you see Kawhi's hustle in transition, always putting himself in position to succeed.
Up top, Doncic. He's covered by Leonard. Porzingis passes to Doncic. Back to Porzingis. Here's Finney-Smith. Passes to Marjanovic. Shot clock at 5. Out to Doncic. It's up a 3. Morris with the rebound.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Pushing the action. Always working for the best shot. Nice drive by Kawhi.
Now here's Richardson. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
It's been a rough quarter for him. Can't seem to find any kind of rhythm.
Beverly, the pass to Leonard. And And the basket for the 4th time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
Throughout the evening, he's gotten to his spots, and the defense has not adjusted.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Powell, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Nicolo Melli comes in for Porzingis. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Dorian Finney-Smith. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And possesses such a refined feel for the game. Doncic knows he has what it takes to be a great player in this league.
Cauley Stein, he's checked in for the Mavericks. 1:22 left in the first. Here's George. That one good for 2.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination. In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
Now here's Powell. Clock at 6. Doncic, no good.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
And you've seen they've made numerous attempts to try to get him going. Shows how valuable he is to this offense.
The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
George against Brunson. And it's George missing.
Shut down. This is the way you play defense. This is how you protect the rim.
And when you want Doncic, he's one of those guys who kind of just slithers around until he finds an opening, and then bam.
Kennard on the wing. And Ibaka kicks to George. Stolen by Brunson. Goes up. Finishes the break with a slam.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Mavericks ahead, leading by just 2. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
Showing a lot of confidence in their rotation. They went right to that bench when they needed points.
This is where you credit the guys in the front office for going out and getting you the pieces you need.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for the Clippers right now, Batum is out there with Morris. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Mann in at the 3 slot. The Clippers trail. Got a piece of it. Hardaway with the steal. Here's Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right. And that's severe punishment right there.
We talk about it time and time again. Turnovers are costly, especially when the game is close. High percentage look for him. But bottom line, they're not all going to go down.
And so they foul intentionally. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Porzingis inside. Cousins is there. And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
The feed to Leonard. And he gets the whistle. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Ibaka's checked in.
You know, when you look at the MVP race each year, most of the candidates were drafted in the top 5. but somehow Kawhi lasted to number 15.
Doncic passes to Marjanovic. Doncic against Leonard. Out to Doncic. Marjanovic controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Marjanovic has got the lead up to 6 now for the Mavs.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Shot from 12, and that one goes long.
Solid rebound there, and with a score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Kicks it out to Richardson. And the pass to Finney-Smith. No good with the triple. Clippers trail by 6. Here's Leonard. It's stolen by Marjanovic. Here's the break. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Give Josh credit, taking the challenge offensively, discipline, and that's a beautiful pass.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Richardson against Morris. And again, no good by the Clippers. Dallas leading by 8. And so Beverly will bring it up for Los Angeles. Pass to Zubac. Launches it. It's rebounded by Dallas. Porzingis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Marjanovic kicks to Finney-Smith. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Over in the corner, Doncic. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Marjanovic. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Marjanovic has got 6.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
So both teams changing it up here. Here's Rondo. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Pass to Mann, trying to get something going. Mavericks with the rebound.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Kennard. Here's Hardaway. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Cauley-Stein finds Brunson. Looking for Cauley-Stein. He gets it there. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Now, here's Kennard. Burke covering. Pass to Batum. High post Cousins. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Defensively, that's just too physical. I know what the man's trying to do, but Cousins is wily enough to take advantage.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Brunson the pass to Powell. Back to Brunson. Lays it up and banks it in. Brunson's got his 2nd basket of the game.
Unselfish, moving the ball. Love to see this kind of offense.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Now, here's Kennard. He's covered closely. It's good on the putback.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. Hardaway kicks to Burke. Back to Hardaway. There's the pass to Brunson. The layup missed. And so it's the depth.
Thanks a lot, Cap.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greeting. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. At the end of the period, they were up by 2. You always like to be holding a double-digit lead at the half. And with their
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
They've got Porzingis, Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. Then there's Marjanovic, and it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward position. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas.
Every organization needs team-first guys like Patrick Beverley. That's a terrific pass.
And Smitty, you know what Pat Beverley is going to bring every night. A fearless, ferocious, at times almost sociopathic level of intensity. And this guy just does not take a possession off.
You know, he's one of those guys I would have to question even playing with him. He plays so hard. I know I hate playing against him.
We know how important the draft is, Greg. It can shape an organization. Talk about some of the best draft day deals of the last couple decades. There have been a lot of them.
Oh, there have been a few. I mean, just coming to mind here recently. How about when Kawhi was traded to the Spurs? That was a huge get. Go back to how about Kobe going to the Lakers? McHale and Parrish coming to the Celtics. I mean, we've seen that happen quite a bit. And I tell you what, boy, it can really transform a franchise's future.
Cousins, the pass to George. 6 on the shot clock, and Beverly kicks to George. Lays it up off the glass.
So comfortable in pick and roll. Paul George is a top-level ball handler who consistently makes the right play.
And here's Doncic from the arc. It's hauled in by Zubac.
His struggles from the field continue, yet they still hold the lead.
And Leonard gets it to go.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Mavericks leading by 8. Doncic outside. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Pass to Beverly. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Porzingis.
You really wouldn't know what size he is because Patrick Beverly gives you toughness at that point guard position. And he's physical.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Luke Kennard in for Leonard. Cauley Stein goes in. Burke with the bounce pass. Out to Hardaway. Connects in the foul line jumper. And the Mavericks lead by 10.
And yeah, he's not messing around. He wants no part of a comeback in this one.
Reason why momentum can flip so quickly. We see it time and time again. Teams giving up big leads.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here's Burke. No points in the game yet for him. Brunson and Dallas again with the bucket. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Hardaway against George. Over Hardaway. No good. And the Mavericks going the other way now. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. For Dallas, they have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Mann's checked in. 1:52 left in the third. Here's Brunson. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. 3 on 3. Here's George. And he drops in the layup off the glass. George has got 4 this quarter.
Great hustle by Paul, using his speed in the open court. And then, of course, he's an excellent finisher.
Brunson kicks to Cauley Stein. Dallas moving it around. Here's Brunson. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Hardaway. Brunson's got the lead up to 12 now for the Mavs. Clippers have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. And George, here we go. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Cauley Stein's shot is good.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
And a deep 3 from George. Los Angeles with a fresh shot clock. Right side, Batum. 6 to shoot over Cauley Stein. A shot by Batum, no good. Dallas leading by 15. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. The Mavericks rebound. Cauley Stein finds Brunson. Goes back up. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Now George. 6 points for him. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Defense throws everything at George, but he persists and finds a shot.
The Clippers have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
And so it's Dallas. Their lead at 15 going into the break. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what... And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth. Morris is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. That's Rajon Rondo. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubac in at the 5.
Though Richardson's improved his ball handling, he's still more comfortable in catch and shoot.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
That bucket in no time at all.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
This was obviously a focal point coming out of the break. Look smart when the shots are going down.
Morris outside. Over Richardson. With the putback. Cousins on the follow.
You see the feel from DeMarcus Cousins, tracking down the miss, then making good on the second chance opportunity.
Back to Doncic. Pass to Melly. He dishes it to Doncic. From outside the arc. That shot off the mark. Clippers trail by 18. Leonard finds Morris. Out to the wing. Passes it to Zubac. Now Leonard. From outside, off the mark. Now the pass to Finney-Smith. Here's Melly. He's guarded by Cousins. It's Richardson on the wing. And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Baca comes in for DeMarcus Cousins. And George is subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Doncic, no good.
Just not feeling it from beyond the arc. Sometimes that happens. He's trying to shoot his way out of it.
Leonard dishes to Ibaka. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. And here's Doncic from the arc. Dallas again missing. Clippers trail by 18. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And that one's good. Leonard.
Man, he keeps doing his part. They just haven't been able to get over the hump.
Doncic passes to Richardson. Doncic kicks to Richardson. And the layup's good off the glass. Richardson's got 4 points in the quarter.
He's comfortable attacking in the painted area. Josh Richardson is using his size to make it look easy.
And a deep three from George sinks the three-pointer.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Doncic finds Richardson. Back to Doncic. Pass to Richardson. For the three. Rebounded by Serge Ibaka. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. 15-point game. And yes, it's good.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Dallas has gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 three-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Back to Doncic. From downtown, it's hauled in by George.
And the truth is, I've been there. He's trying to find the rhythm on his shot. He feels like he's close, and that's why he keeps shooting.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Mavericks.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching any lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
A very solid win indeed. And when you check out the box score, there were some great numbers for Luka Doncic.
What was impressive to me, it felt like he made an impact in so many areas. Some of the effort won't show up in the stat sheet, but I noticed it.
Hardaway finds Marjanovic. Kicks it out to Richardson. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Outside Leonard. There's the three. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Outside Hardaway. Richardson dishes to Hardaway. Pass to Marjanovic. Johnson with it. Hardaway, that's a two-pointer. Off target with that shot. So no problem for Dallas as they get... All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks.